Hello, everyone. Is someone with me? Are we good to go? Okay. So share screen. Let me share the desktop. Okay, let me start sharing my PPT. I hope everyone is able to see the PPT. Is it visible? Okay. So, well, another webinar, and we've been fed up last 2 years with so many webinars, and I find it actually boring, to be frank with you all. So I would try to keep it short, and I would try to keep it as lively as possible. I would like to speak less and make the session more interactive. So coming to the topic, mind over matter and regression. So basically, what is regression? Regression basically is to move back in time. And when we find out a memory that's traumatizing us or haunting us or creating a disease in the present, we try to resolve it. Now, how do we access subconscious mind? So hypnosis is a common method that's used to access the subconscious mind. Well, I like this picture of Mowgli, trust in me, the car saying. And the method I practice is a transpersonal approach wherein we create the trance out of the problem itself. It basically doesn't involve long relaxation or 30 minutes of, an audio playing in the background. No, we take the issue, we dig up the issue, we create a proper postulate or a statement that's bothering the client, and then quickly move to the subconscious state to find out what's happening. So now, next question is, does it really work? So normally it's thought that, if somebody is hypnotizing you, he will take control over you, he will not bring you back, and then you're completely enslaved. No, this is a big myth. The client is in complete charge, whatever is happening during the session, right? But if the client goes into a very deep state, then the client himself or herself may not remember the events that happened. So next question is, okay, you take me down there, will I come back? So who would want to be stuck in a dream for 10 years? Someone said, depends on the dream. So in my experience for the last 10 years, I have no clients who were stuck in that state. So this is, again, I have not seen it in practice, nor have I heard in the past. But having said that, suppose we move back into the subconscious state and we access a memory from the past life, and we just see a part of the past life, and we don't finish the whole story, and we come out immediately. Then I would say that the client may get stuck with that memory, right? That I would call it getting stuck with the memory because it's not resolved. It's like I open abdomen to do a surgery, right? I find, no, I can't handle it. I close it. But that's wound, that's not addressed. So that is what is important to be addressed. Now, having said all this, is it worth it? So the whole purpose of my writing the book, Metaphors of Memory, is to basically bring evidence-based approach, connecting science with regression, the medical science with regression, to understand how emotions manifest diseases in the cells, right? How your thought process governs the whole matter getting affected, the disease manifesting in the physical body. And it was for my medical fraternity to be aware that this modality exists, that this can be used as an accessory tool, especially in chronic diseases. And in acute diseases, there's nothing like allopathy. Nobody can replace allopathy in acute situations where there's emergencies and ICUs. But coming to chronic conditions, yes, we actually raise hands. We keep giving our clients, our patients, chronic drug therapy, no response, just suppressing the symptoms. So that's where the role of regression comes into play. So if you actually read about subconscious mind, 95% of my behavior and action today are determined by the subconscious mind. So that's why, no wonder I can't seem to get stuff done or reach my destination because too far. So to actually answer the question, is it worth it? I would suggest read the book. A lot of answers will come. And if you want to experience regression, I would suggest do it for a serious purpose. Like, something is bothering you emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually. Then yes, but not for fun, because regression is a serious life-changing process. So what do studies have to say so far? So if you look at this joke, I always make a quote, absence of evidence doesn't mean evidence of absence. So all the clients I've treated through regression, quoting down their experiences, following the clients, I follow my clients at least for 6 months to see if changes happen, if they're in more sessions during the process, if something was unfinished, so that they achieve near complete resolution or complete resolution of the problem they present with. So now regression is something which is completely subjective, and every individual is unique in his or her own experience. There is no second piece like you in this world, right? But when we do studies, we try to basically form cohorts who are actually having something physical that can be objectively defined. And that's how studies have been designed, to see objective results, whether they can be repetitive. When it comes to regression, that's a big challenge, because what kind of past you lived is again unique. The patterns may be similar, but as I said, every individual is a unique being. So there are a lot of limitations to study. And another example I always tell people, just because the science today doesn't have tools to prove the existence of these, doesn't mean doesn't exist. For example, if I bring somebody who is in 16th century and just make him stand on the street, he will look at the aeroplane and he say, what kind of bird is it that's flying? And I tell him, no, this bird carries, it's not a bird, it's a machine that carries almost 300 people. Will he believe it? No, he'll call it magic or some kind of weird world. And if you show him a television, he would say, who is inside this box? You've trapped somebody inside the box. Because my mind is not tuned to grasp, right? So that's what I'm trying to say, is that just because we don't have the mindset or instruments to prove, doesn't mean doesn't exist. So this is where I would like to end my presentation and open the forum to discussion, because I want it to be interactive. I can keep quoting examples, I can go on, but I don't want to make it boring. Is anyone there? Are there any questions from the audience? Another question people ask is that if people come from different faiths who don't believe in past life, would you still do regression? So in this scenario, what I would do is, I would just tell the client, look, just approach with an open mind, right? What is that we want? We want solution to a problem. And when you go in your trance, if you get some images, just live through it, just go through it. If you feel it's imagination, just imagine it off, no problem. And then we address what happened in the current life. Of course, that's a truth that cannot be denied. And the healing through current life regression is quite much more significant than the past life regression. So, finishing the past life regression, addressing the current life issues, connecting both, and when you resolve it, say in a few weeks' time, when the client comes back, what is that the client needs? The client needs solution, right? So if you're feeling better, if your problem is resolved, fantastic. At that juncture, if you want to trust the process of regression or a past life, that's your call. If you don't want to trust, again, that's your call, because we have achieved the results. We found the solution. So why break your head against the wall saying no? Why going into a conflict? So great. I think I have just 2 more minutes. If there are any questions, I would like to answer. I don't hear you, Sukanya. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry about that. I couldn't log in before. So it was a topic of my area of interest, past life regression. And I would like to know more. Maybe I'll watch the recording now.
Yeah, so you can read the book, Metaphors of Memory. It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
So that's the book I'd written to bring out, how deeper a disease, at what depth a disease can be dealt with through regression, and the potential for cure.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Take care. All the best. Good night, all of you.
World Economic Forum would like to thank you for giving your time to us, and would like to award you with Leadership of Excellence Award, which is an e-award, which will be sent to you online and it would reach you within a fortnight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, madam.
Good night, all.